Nice little short squeeze here on Palantir after hours. It was up actually over 28% at one point. Right now it's at about $9.55, up 23.39%. Now this stock year to date is up about 21%. Over the last year, it's up about 3.75%. On a max chart, this came public. This was a direct listing, not an IPO. Came public back in October of 2020 at $9.20 a share. So if you bought it on IPO day at $9.20, 2.5 years ago, whatever, you'd be up finally. Hopefully you were accumulating this stock when it was in the 6s and the 7s. We're going to show you a chart here later in the video. And hopefully you didn't buy it at the top January 29th, 2021 at $35.18 a share. So the headline, Palantir soars 28% on earnings beat and prediction of full year profitability. CEO Alex Karp said the company expects to remain profitable each quarter through the end of the year. So here are the numbers. EPS, 5 cents adjusted versus 4 cents expected. Revenue $525 million versus $506 million expected. I'm going to show you all these numbers, but some quick highlights. So revenue for the quarter increased 18% year over year. U.S. commercial revenue grew by 26%. More importantly, I think U.S. commercial customer count increased 50% year over year, growing from 103 customers to 155. So of course, you remember we did a video on this last time. They reported last earnings last quarter and they were profitable for the first time. So this is the second quarter in a row, and they're telling us they're going to be profitable the rest of this year. Palantir expects to report between $528 million and $532 million in revenue in the second quarter, and between $2.19 and $2.24 billion for the full year guidance. This is big and part of the reason the stock popped. AI, it's being used. Now the thing about Palantir, if you've been following the channel, I've been telling you Palantir is a top AI stock for long-term investors. So this is a legitimate company when you think of AI and companies that will benefit from artificial intelligence long term. But Karp, the CEO, said demand for Palantir's new artificial intelligence platform, AIP, is without precedent. The company's AIP allows commercial and government sectors to use large language models based on their own private data sets. So we're seeing more and more companies do this. We talked about Amazon Bedrock doing something very similar. And I'll talk here in a little bit about Palantir and their partnership with Microsoft Azure, which could be huge for the company long term as well. Another quote from Karp, we have already had hundreds of conversations with potential customers about deploying the software and are currently negotiating terms and pricing for access to the components of the platform. I expect the stock to have some volatility. It popped, and I told the Discord community I expect that to fade a little bit. But we will look at a chart here as well in a couple minutes, so stay tuned. Now, I saw different numbers across the internet on Twitter and elsewhere that were incorrect. Here are the accurate numbers from Palantir's investor relations page. So total revenue grew by 18% year over year to $525 million, and U.S. revenue grew 23% year over year to $337 million. You can see government revenue grew by 20%, U.S. government by 22%, and commercial is really where you're going to see a lot of that growth. Now, commercial revenue is 15% year over year. I'd like to see that higher. The U.S. commercial revenue was up 23%, a little bit better. But I think the more important number to focus on, especially for long-term investors, again, is this U.S. commercial customer count increased 50% year over year from 103 to 155. And that's going to take some time, but longer term, I think you're going to see more results from that. Adjusted income from operations of $125 million, that's a margin of 24%. Cash from operations of $187 million, representing 36% margin. And you can read through this on your own. Pause the screen if you need to. And here's a quick financial summary snapshot. Again, pause the screen if you need to. Now, I wanted to get this video to you right away, but I was waiting for this slide deck because I always think it's really good to have this when we present. This is from, of course, Palantir on IR, and you can see some of the highlights here. We went through a lot of these already. One that we didn't cover yet, adjusted free cash flow of $189 million, 36% margin. Pretty solid numbers there. Now, this next slide is interesting. This is the Forrester Wave for AI and machine learning platforms. It has Palantir up here as a leader. It also has C3 AI. So you let me know in the comments below if you agree with that or not. This is a great quote. Palantir Technologies forges a resilient platform for complex, critical AI use cases, an attractive platform for enterprises that wish to implement AI quickly. So introducing AIP, Artificial Intelligence Platform, empowers organizations to activate large language models safely and securely. So you've got Foundry and Gotham on that left-hand side, AIP in the middle, and then your existing Palantir integrated data store in that top right, and then third-party LLMs on the bottom, as well as more. So artificial intelligence platform for defense and artificial intelligence platform for business. business. So again, focusing on government, but also trying to grow more in business and commercial. Achieved GAAP net income profitability for the second consecutive quarter. So you can see they went from -9 cents to -6 cents, +1 cent twice in a row. And that is up 6 cents year over year. So GAAP operating profitability for the first time in company history, generating GAAP income from operations of $4 million. You can see the US revenue growth. This is 23% year over year. So on the left, this is US specifically. Commercial revenue growth, 26%. Government revenue growth for US, 22%. The total growth, not just US, government 20%, commercial 15%. Total revenue growth is 18%. Average TTM revenue per top 20 customer up 14%. And this one's big, commercial customer count. So if you look at our total customer count grew 41% year over year in Q1 2023. Total contract value up 60%, billings up 25%, 64 deals of at least $1 million, 22 of which were at least $5 million, and 8 of which were at least $10 million. Here's their adjusted gross margin. You can see it's pretty stable between 80 and 82%. Palantir ended Q1 2023 with $2.9 billion in cash and cash equivalents. That's a huge number. We are committed to profitable growth and will continue to focus on investing in areas critical to our business. And then a quick snapshot of the guidance. So here's the letter to shareholders from CEO Alexander Karp. And we covered a lot of these numbers already. You can see this chart here for total revenue growth, nice trend upwards. This next part here is important. And on the last Palantir video, we talked about this as well. But the arrival of the latest large language models, which have provided the world with the first real hints of artificial intelligence, will transform enterprise software. It talks about how they're fortunate they've been building this for years. It has now become increasingly apparent that a platform that combines capabilities of foundational software architecture with those of the latest large language models is essential in order for the models to evolve into something of transformational value for large organizations. This is what we're living through right now. And it talks about that new platform, Artificial Intelligence Platform AIP. It enables enterprises across commercial and government sectors to leverage the power of large language models on their own privately held data sets. This is big. The machine must remain subordinate to its creator. We understood from the start, protection of privacy was essential to our success. As a result, the systems we have constructed, including AIP, incorporate protections at their core. We've talked about this on the channel as well. Our momentum and growth in the United States continues and reflects the spread with which American institutions are capable of embracing new technology. So here he talks about the U.S. annual revenue growth, and he ends this letter saying, and we anticipate that the development of AIP will mark an even more significant moment in our advance. Now, this is something that could be huge for Palantir's future growth. So Palantir has been partnering with Microsoft. We've known about this for a little while. Organizations around the world will be able to make their data more actionable by using Palantir's platform for data-driven operations and decision-making powered by Microsoft Azure Cloud Scale Analytics and comprehensive AI services. So collaborating for speed and scale, solving industry challenges, and more. Now, just recently, we heard more news about this. So we knew that Palantir already announced availability for Foundry on Microsoft Azure, but recently here, this is from April 5th, so about a month ago, Palantir and Microsoft expand cloud partnership to public sector, and this is big. So you've probably seen this news already, but I think it's important just to cover really quickly here. Palantir Technologies announced Palantir Federal Cloud Services, also called PFCS, achieved FedRAMP authorization, an accreditation to support workloads at U.S. Department of Defense, DoD. Basically working with Microsoft Azure here, it gives them additional clearances, and I think there's a lot of collaboration and growth that could happen from this longer term. So with the successful completion of these accreditations, here's what it says here. Palantir and Microsoft are prepared to bring best-of-breed solutions to the federal government. And I like this because I've been bullish on Palantir thinking about the commercial growth, but I like that they're finding new ways to grow even within government, which has been more established and longer. So next, let's look at a chart of Palantir and see where it could go. Before I do that, I need to announce real quick, this video was sponsored by The Motley Fool. If you'd like to see the 10 best stocks to buy now, visit fool.com/firedupwealth. You can also join our private community, our Patreon Discord, by joining patreon.com/firedupwealth. And if you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button now and click that bell for notifications. I'm trying to get this channel to 40,000 subscribers in 2023, and you can help me out by subscribing today. And if this video is helpful, make sure you drop a like and a comment. Let's look at a chart. So this has faded a little bit. It was up about 28%. Now it's up around 23%, but this is a massive pop. We did chart day recently. We kind of drew this up. These are Fibonacci's. You can see it bounce really off this support to this S2, and it's really sitting right now around this R3, this resistance 3. So just a couple of days ago, this stock was down here around $7.20, and now it's sitting at $9.51 post-market. Do I like Palantir stock long term? The answer is yes. Fired Up Wealth was actually the first channel to bring Palantir to YouTube. We've been bullish on the stock, especially $9 or less, and we tried to accumulate last year when it was down. You can see here, really like this below $6 on bull case, maybe $8.50. You can see it popped all the way to 10. We said under $6 is a long-term opportunity, under $6 pound the table, and it got to $5.92. A lot of the Discord community were, buying this around $5, $6, and $7. So I like Palantir, and I think that it can go higher. Just be careful of the hype. You're going to see a lot of YouTube videos out there, next trillion-dollar company and all that. It's a good company. It's been around for a long time, though. This isn't a brand new company. It's not a startup. In fact, Palantir was founded May 6, 2003. So this company just celebrated its 20-year anniversary. Now, with that said, I think this stock can do well longer term. Do I want to buy it at $9.50 after it popped over 20%? I personally don't. You had lots of time to accumulate this stock lower. Will it be worth more in 5 years? I think the answer is yes. So if there's a pullback here, that's where you probably want to add. I think you missed some of the best opportunity, but with this market, who knows? Who knows what could happen next? We did a video recently on Amazon, and it was up after hours, and it basically faded the next day. So hopefully, it's nice to see this pop on Palantir stock. Hopefully it holds up and gets some momentum and gets back over $10. I'm bullish on Palantir stock, and I'm holding it to 2030 or longer. And it's great to see profitability for sure. So this isn't a hyper growth type company at this point, but I think it can grow, and it's nice to see that profitability. My recommendation here, and I'm not a financial advisor, it's a hold at these levels. I would wait for a pullback, and that might not happen, but I wouldn't be buying it after this strong run. You have to be patient, be careful chasing. I hope this video is helpful, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the like button, drop a comment. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.